Okay guys, I'm back. Welcome to another home tour by Deconstruct, where we share with you real renovation prices and tips so that you won't kinda scam, but you also know that renovation what the fair price should be. So today we are at a 4-bedder resale condo which was entirely redone for about 130,000. So you know, every time it's such a bbig house, right? It's really 过百千 But what's important is what the owner actually did. So let's go take a look. Okay, so once you step into the house, you can see that the house is really big. Remember I mentioned it was a 4-bedder resale condo. It's 1,400 square feet, okay? And you can see a lot of things were actually done. So let's go through it one by one. So the first thing you step in, he actually added a mirror over here. The point of adding a mirror into the house, right, is to make the house even more spacious. So I know the living room is damn big already, but if you add a mirror, especially a big one, it actually makes your living room bigger. So it's something that you can consider when you are doing your house. Okay, so this is, I would say, the masterpiece of the house. You can see the area is really very big. 现在好像我是 property agent, but I'm not selling the house. The reason the owner actually wanted to keep this space big, remember 1,004 square feet, is also partially because of his boy, so that his boy can come over here, take his play toy, and then just play everywhere here. And then they added this $6,000, 6,000块, 6,000块的King's Living sofa, which I thought really complemented the whole area well. So in interior design, right, I think it's not only about the works themselves, but also about the type of furniture that you purchase, whether it blends in or not. And together with their slightly wabi-sabi minimalist tone, the white, light grey and blacker tone, it really has this strong contrast across the board, which makes the space look super modern, luxe and comfortable. So I really like this King's Living. I think this was like an awesome buy, and the owner said it was actually customized to fit to size. So end to end across the L shape is all fitted nicely. Then you look at the ceiling, right? You can see that there's some curves. This part was actually designed by the owner because the owner wanted some curves to accentuate the lighting in the house. The thing I need to tell you is these curves are not cheap. So for example, 一个 curve is like 850 to your cost. So you can see how many curves there are. It's like 150, 150, 150, right? The cost will slowly stack up. Reason being, it's easy to build a very square-shaped false ceiling. You just start it here, and then you just start the pan. The pan comes in a square shape, you don't need to do anything else. But if it is curved, then 它要一个一个去凹 so that it forms a nice curve. That's why some curve not that nice, some curves very nice. But of course, this one nice 上面讲了 sofa 讲了 the flooring. You can see this tile, one tile is 1.2 meter by 1.2 meter, okay? Normally, this kind of tile in HDB houses or in whichever houses 是600的 or maybe 1,200啦. But the homeowner really wanted there to be very minimal grout lines, right? So the bigger the tiles, the less grout lines there will be. Contrasting this, 你看 balcony. So you can see obviously between a 600 and 600 number of grout lines versus 1,000, 2,000 tiles, right? There is really quite significantly less grout lines which once again makes the whole place very comfortable. 好像 one whole piece 一样, right? Okay, now let's go through each of the rooms. So you can see it's like a walkway to, of course, left and right is all white color, right? Then 你看中间 black color 不懂是什么来的 it's a treasure trove 是吗 Okay, we go take a look, okay? Okay, 第一个房间白色的门 let's go. Voila! Okay, this is the common bathroom. So you see it follows the same white, grey, black tone. This is the only tile in the house that the homeowner said after buying he didn't really fancy it because of the texture. So the texture does make a difference. Make sure you go to the tile shop that time, feel it, see what you actually like. Because some people like matte, some people like texture, some people like smooth, some people like become those that are rougher. So see what you like. There's a built-out niche here. Reason being because 这个是个 wall hung water closet. For wall hung 就是它不是动地的。So the pipes will need to run from the back. There is also a bracket that supports this wall hung water closet. So that's why they needed to build this wall out to hide the pipes, hide the bracket, and then they can put something here also. Okay, like the next white room, voila! So you can see it's very much whiter, very much more fun. Reason being, this is his boy's room obviously. You see this room so empty, it was an intentional decision by the homeowner to leave it empty. 因为他孩子现在2岁而已。right? So slowly as time grows 3岁, 4岁, 5岁, they might have different needs. So if they put in a built-in cabinet here, right, next time they might need to tear it down. So they decided, let's leave the space open and see how he can play with it. Okay? 看我们一个一个 white room go through until the master room. So this is actually a study room as well as the sleeping room for the helper. So you can see all the setup here is actually for the wife lah. Not too much that they have done. Some pelmet, some lighting works, and then of course a wardrobe, a sliding wardrobe, and then the helper actually sleeps here. So this is the next room. Remember 它有 4 room 4 bedder, 4 room. Okay, then we come into this room. Obviously, this is the master room. So let's go through the things that they have actually done. First, you see this thing that comes up, this false ceiling that goes from up all the way down. Very rarely 你有看它会往下走人. It reminds me a bit of spaceship lah. I don't know why lah. But this was a design idea that the homeowner actually liked. Something that is different. So that you can see when you first step in, right, 它是一整片 then 它会凹下来 then they can put the TV here. It's like sort of like an idea that creates a space for them to put the TV and whatnot, and it's actually separated. It's not thing to the floor. Most of the design ideas in the house, if it's not a false ceiling, right, it will be something that is stuck to the ground one. For example, a TV console. For example, a wardrobe. But this is something that is hanging from top down, which is something that is different from what a lot of homeowners actually do. Then beyond this, you can see here, we need to talk about our friend here called lime wash. The whole world always encourages lime wash. Everybody say lime wash damn chio, damn chio, damn chio, which is true. I'm not saying it's not. But you can see that lime wash 你要一次过做到完 one. If you don't do it well and you need to patch it, it is very difficult because you need to redo the mixture and redo how they do the painting strokes. For example, 你看这两个洞在这里. You see the whole lime wash is more grayish tone, right? But there's these two thing that stood out because there were these 2 patches that needed to be patched. That's why I say for lime wash, it's always a double-edged sword. It looks nice, but if you need to patch it, you'll be prepared that it might not turn out exactly the same again. Okay? Then we come to the master bathroom. My favorite part is not this bathtub. I know you're going to think I'm going to say it's the bathtub. It's not the bathtub. It's this rain shower here. This rain shower is actually built really like a rain shower into the ceiling. You look at the connector here. The reason they can do it is because this is a false ceiling. Most rain showers when they sell it, right, 它会是好像个 giraffe 一样长颈鹿. So there will be a pipe that goes up and then the rain shower will be just like that, right? Meaning that it's not exactly a rain shower. The pipe is still from this vertical area here. But 它这个真的是 rain shower because the pipe, they make sure they hide it on top of the false ceiling. So this is what I truly define as good planning to make sure that a rain shower is really a rain shower and you can bathe like a king. But we covered all the white rooms. So what's in this black room? Voila. This is what they call in banking terms a war room, where all your war happen. The reason why it's different is also because it's where all the major heavy lifting is done by the husband. So you can go through one by one the areas. Firstly, you can see obviously it's black versus the outside which is white. Reason because it's different, it's a war room. 2, lime wash. Look at our 宝贝 here again. So our owner also shared there was a crack that appeared in one of these lime wash part of the wall. But like I mentioned just shortly before, right, 你要补墙 for lime wash is very difficult because you need to get the brush stroke right. You need to get the gradient right. If not, it just looks like a pile of shit. Okay, I said it. So lime wash, think twice again, and it's expensive. Then we have 2 wardrobes here. And then in the middle, we have this feature wall here. So you can feel the texture here, right? It's like those olden days, you know, those Chinese martial arts show. Then they will push the墙, then behind here got some 宝物 or what lah. It feels exactly the same. So when the owner actually sits here, this creates a natural backdrop for him lah, which is quite prestigious, luxurious. So that was the intention. So you can see this room is really designed, right, to the exact whim and want of the owner. Owner 跑去哪里? Owner 在那边. Yeah, but he really likes this room lah, because it's an absolutely different vibe compared to the rest of the house. Some people say when you work, you need a different kind of ambience, and I guess that's what he was going after. Okay, so we have covered the 4 rooms, and then we come back out to the living room lah. You can see this kitchen area. Previously, the kitchen was not even this size. It's actually smaller. So you might be thinking, right, 1,400 square feet condo, where's the space, right? It's actually in the living room, bedroom, all these. But what the owner actually did was that they actually cut away the utility room at the end. So if you can follow me, follow me. You come here, here was actually a utility room, right? So with the utility room, the owner decided that, okay I won't even use it so might as well create more space for the kitchen. So they decided to hack it away, extend it outwards so that there's even more space for the kitchen. If not, imagine me without it, it will really be quite small. So if you come here, here is actually the extended part of the utility room. So remember, behind here was their utility bath. They removed it so that they can push the kitchen backwards and expand it. Then they added a line here. This is actually a movable track. So you can see, this is when homeowners are not sure how many appliances they will use. So with all this, you can actually 转出来, is it? To add more plugs as and when you need it. Right? The thing about this is that one, it is quite expensive. It's about 200多 for one track. And two, this thing you can put it at the bottom, top or middle. Is up to you depending on the preference. The owner put it at the bottom because it's easily accessible, right? But some people prefer it at the top. So tell your ID or tell your contractor which area you want them to put. Okay? Okay, Ken. So before we conclude the whole shed, you know what's this or not? I've never tried this before, but they say this is called an answer book. 有问必答. So if you got any question, you just ask here, flip to the page, and then they will tell you the answer. So my question for this is actually for all you homeowners also. Remember I said this whole house, it costs 130,000. Do you think 130,000 is a fair number or not? I'm gonna flip, okay? I'm gonna flip, Hey, this one wrong, 不要怪我. There is a small price to pay. There is a small price to pay. 这个 means what? Means it's a small price or means that you paid a price premium. 这是什么意思? To be fair, 130k from our professional experience, right? For such a big house, right? It's really very fair. And this is inclusive of a $9,000 design fee. Design fee is normally charged by architects or the higher end designers, right? And they'll give you the full construction drawing. Basically, every single part of the proposal, 你丢给一个 contractor, right? They will be able to do it. Lastly, let me just flip to anywhere and give you a parting word from our owner, okay? 这个是 from our owner 的. Let your emotions guide you. I don't know what's this. But okay, we come to the end of the video. Thanks for tuning in. Let us know if you have any comments or whatever else you want us to cover, okay? Bye-bye.